You probably have heard a song this week that was invented in Japan in 1984 by a woman who released it as a B-side and then completely forgot it. The music industry ignored it, radio ignored it, and then 30 years later, YouTube algorithm did something amazing that it had never done before in its lifetime. It sent this song to 50 million people who had never heard a single piece of word of Japanese. Stay with me because this rabbit hole just gets wetter. Yes, I'm talking about 1984 song of Mariya Takeuchi, the Plastic Love song. Yes, a disco pop song that was all about a woman who is completely emotionally unavailable and uses men as hobbies because she herself got her heart broken. Relatable, honestly, because here's a crime. Her label buried it as a B-side, meaning the main song gets the slot, gets the poster, gets the radio slot, gets a flower, and this one gets nothing. It sits in box for 33 years. Think about that. Most of you watching this video are, just younger than this song. The whole two generation of people, completely never got to feel what I'm going to make you feel right now. The time 2070, YouTube algorithm completely changed. Completely randomly starts pushing this song to the people in Brazil, in US, in Indonesia, and in India who don't know a single word of Japanese. And in the comment section, they are writing like, "What the fuck? I don't know what this is saying, but this completely describes my entire life." That's the power of a great song. It does not need any translation, it just arrives.
Oh my god! Wow!
I want you to imagine the most Japanese thing ever possible by you. Got it? Okay. Now add 10% more Japanese to it. That's Haruomi Hosono. In 1993, this man made an entire album specifically designed to be played inside Japanese pet shops, near, fish tanks. For the fish, for their owners. I suppose the primary audience was a fish. He did not just release the song in record stores. He sold it to the aquariums. Can you believe this? This is either completely genius or completely mental breakdown, or maybe the both. That exact sound, that floating synth, that strange empty pauses, that water textures became the DNA of modern day lo-fi songs. Lo-fi hip hop, vaporwave, the $1 billion starry music genre. Yeah. Those YouTube channels with the anime girl, do you remember? That anime girl reading lying on the floor, and outside the window it's raining. They owe to this man everything. He invented that vibe in just a pet shop. Can you imagine this? Okay, now Tatsuro Yamashita, Right on Time in 1980. He was not a normal person, Tatsuro Yamashita. He was the man who would spend 6 months perfecting a single backing vocal harmony. Not the entire song, not the vocal, not the production, only a backing vocal harmony. And his engineer once said that working with him like watching someone rearrange the cutlery on the Titanic, except the ship was broken perfect and he was still rearranging for months. Right on Time sounds like summer. It sounds like driving convertible on a highway that does not really exist. It sounds like falling in love with someone you just met at the beach and you can find it on Google Map. Frank Ocean, Katrina, The Weeknd, all of them are just painting on the color palette. And Yamashita mixed 40 years ago. He was just not given credit for on the team. Okay, now I'm talking about the Night Cruising Epo of 1983. Moment of honesty. Epo does not get talked about enough, and I'm personally, offended on her behalf. So funky, Night Cruising was one of the grooviest song ever made on this planet Earth. Full stop, no debate. I'm talking what I'm talking about this. It is so funky that I genuinely believe that it contains illegal quantities of saxophone. Scientists have, studied this song and confirmed that it's impossible to sit while you're listening to this song. If you try, your leg will leave you and start dancing without you. Hip-hop was mixed in Western funk, Japanese pop, sensibility, and futuristic production in 1983, 3 years before most of the Western artists who got famous doing the same exact thing. She was just faster, she was better, and she was not just an American, and that's the reason she did not get her due fame. Okay, I need you. Now, the song I'm talking about is just a movie. It's about Yumi Arai, Hikouki Gumo. You know, I need you to put your phone down for this one. Not literally. I know you are watching this on your phone, but mentally put it down. In 1973, a 19-year-old girl named Yumi Arai had a classmate who was dying. And every day the boy would go to the school rooftop, stare at the sky, while at the white country left by the passing planes. White country, when the plane goes by and there is smoke, white smoke. Yeah. As if he was already somewhere else, already living. She wrote this song while he was still alive. She wrote his goodbye for him because he could not. 50 years later, 50 years. Hayao Miyazaki, the man who made Spirited Away, My Neighbor, Your Name, one of the greatest filmmakers ever lived on earth, chose this song, ended to end his final film. Not a new song, not a commissioned piece, but a song from 1973 by a 19 years old girl about a boy who was looking at the sky. Because something are just quietly perfect that time that simply time cannot touch them. So, five songs, five moments were somewhere at set alone and an idea were just. Ki bolla. Okay, five songs, five moments where someone sat alone with an idea that was just too far away, and the world said, not yet. But music does not die. It eventually, through a YouTube algorithm, through a Miyazaki film, through a stranger in another country, pressing play at 2 a.m., it finds you. You know, drop a comment. Which one hit you the hardest? If you think I missed one because I definitely missed one, tell me. Make me feel guilty, and I'm just okay about it. I can take it, and I want to take it. Like this if this opened a new door for you. Subscribe if you want to walk through more of them. Matane, see you next time.